to Disney Odd Pod.
I'm Kat.
I'm Dee.
And this week we get Hayley Mills' first romance, only her partner wants nothing to do with her.
Moon Spinners, 1964.
Night, what starts out as an innocent vacation becomes a frightening nightmare for Hayley Mills. The Moon Spinners, Walt Disney Adventures, Saturday.
I have a lot of feelings about this movie. I don't know if you should...
Me too, and I'm tired. This movie was just a slog.
It was... I didn't hate the movie per se, but I didn't really like it that much.
I didn't like it at all.
When I saw Hayley Mills' name pop up on the credits, I was expecting greatness.
Well, she was likable, but the movie sucks.
I found her to be very annoying in this movie.
Well, I think she was intentionally annoying. Let's not get that wrong.
But knowing that this was her first kind of adultish role, it's kind of like...
She was 17.
Or was she 18?
She was 17.
Oh, she was 17.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's why I found her annoying. I was just sensed her uncertainness and...
Well, she was clearly still going through puberty quite heavily at this point.
Well, just this to compare to like, That Darn Cat or Parent Trap, she's just way less charming. And I think it's the writing and the character in general.
I don't think it was her. I don't think it's her fault. I actually quite don't think it's her fault.
I found the character to be very annoying.
Yeah, and I think she's supposed to be very annoying.
Where are they all going?
They're singing the bride and groom to bed. It's a local custom.
Can we go?
Look, you must have had an awfully long day. Don't you think you ought to turn in? Then we can get an early start tomorrow.
I am quite tired, actually.
Yeah. I thought most of the characters were annoying.
I just wasn't what I was expecting.
It was just, there was so much unnecessary shit.
Yeah.
So many unnecessary scenes that went on for way too long. It's just like, oh my god, get to the point.
Well,
oh my god, please let's go. Pick up the pace. Go on. Oh my god.
Yeah, and we'll get into that a little bit later, but I'm glad that you felt the same way, because I found it very boring. I found this movie not that interesting, really boring.
It was taxing to watch it. It really was.
It was challenging, that's for sure. We haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, it's been a real long time.
The Moon Spinners. Romance, mystery, drama, thriller, crime. Is this really a thriller?
I think they think it is. But
I can't.
Boy, does it miss the mark.
The guy's hand.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. Okay.
And it's so overdramatic. Like, just...
when nothing really that serious happens?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some serious things that happen, but it takes for fucking... Come on, he shot a guy.
Yeah, but...
he kidnapped a girl.
I know. Well,
and was going to kill her. I mean...
yeah, he's the best part of this movie.
Is he?
I think so.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I didn't think about that.
Start with a fortune and stolen jewels, add a dash of danger, a pinch of romance, seasoned with Hitchcock-like intrigue and comic flair. What do you have? A mystery thriller for the whole family. Set against the sun-bleached beauty of the Isle of Crete, the story pits a young English tourist against a wily Greek jewel thief. Mistaken identities and perilous escapes, including a nail-biting battle with a windmill.
See, okay. I read about some of the... Were you done?
No.
Okay, keep going.
Okay. Lead the junior Miss Detective to a final confrontation aboard the yacht of an eccentric millionairess with a passion for priceless gems and pet cheetahs.
So, I read something about this being supposed to be like Hitchcockian with that windmill scene. Not even fucking close.
No.
Whoever keeps planning this nonsense, fuck off. That is not... Have you ever seen an Alfred Hitchcock movie? It's nothing like that.
No, it's nothing at all like this.
Yeah, she was just like,
I can't with that scene. That was just...
It was ridiculous. It was clown. It was cartoonish.
It was too much. Like a lot of this movie. And not in like a lovable, too much kind of way. So our director, James Nielsen, he must have a thing for moons because he also directed a movie called The Moon Cussers and Moon Pilot.
Okay, that's what I wrote down too. That's funny that we both caught the same thing.
I was like,
but
what?
He also did Bullwhip Griffin.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, he must have not gone that far. No, he didn't.
I swear to God.
No, oh my God. I didn't go that... Wait, we can look at the poster right here. Can't see.
I don't think it's on that poster. That poster's too good to tell you who anybody is. I mean, it says Roddy McDowall and Susan Plachette. Other than that, I don't think it really says.
No, I'll believe you, but that's insane because I don't know. And he did a lot of something called Ford Television Theater. That was the other thing I got.
Oh, television theater.
Yeah, it sounds like something that is played on like a stenograph or something.
And this was a book by Mary Stewart.
Yeah.
And she had some other book recently turned into an anime movie.
What was the anime movie?
I can't remember what it was called. It's like Mary Stewart.
Mary Stewart. Masterson.
It was actually, it looked like a ripoff of the witch movie, the one that I like so much.
Oh, Kiki?
Yeah, because it's like some broomstick something.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So it was like a ripoff of that. And then Mike Dine wrote the screenplay, and he just done tons of TV.
Yeah, this is the only movie he ever did.
Yeah. Well, that's a theme.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. It's,
So obviously, actor Hayley Mills, we've been over her a million times.
Yeah, and I just found her ditzy and annoying in this movie. I was encouraged by the opening scene, and then it just all went downhill.
Yeah, I'm not as down on her as you are, but it's not great.
No, it's not. But the only person I did find great was our villain who played
Eli Wallach.
Stratos, not Stratus. Stratos. So he plays this old guy in the movie The Holiday, which is like a chick rom-com.
Iris, in the movies we have leading ladies and we have the best friend. You, I can tell, are a leading lady. But for some reason, you're behaving like the best friend.
You're so right.
If somebody had said, show me a picture of this guy and that guy, I'd be like, that's not the same person.
I think that's his whole thing, because like he's the second lead in The Good and the Bad and the Ugly, and you'd not recognize him there either.
Because he definitely looks very like Greek in this role.
Right, but everywhere else he's playing like a Mexican or some other race.
He's an old white guy.
Or an old white guy, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It just is so, he's a chameleon of sorts. But I actually thought his performance was pretty good.
Well, yeah, he was kind of, they could have fleshed his character out a little bit, but he was at least like a threatening prick.
Yeah. So the lady at the end.
Pola Negri.
So I went into her little wiki.
Oh yeah, there was a lot for her.
So she was most
of the fun facts are about her.
Was like a Polish silent movie actress.
Well, she was Polish, but she was acted in American silent films. And as soon as sound films came around, she was done because she had such a thick accent.
Yeah. She
couldn't be in those movies, which is dumb. Like, just cast her as the European lady. Who cares?
Yeah. And when she was she worked for some company that apparently was run by Nazis.
I think that was a little overblown, but yeah, she went back to Europe to act, and
she did like sex. She was like known for being sexy. That was her thing.
Well, she looked pretty hot when she was young.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought her backstory was kind of interesting.
Her last name means black in Polish.
Pola Black.
But I think it's because she has that black hair. I mean, because sometimes that's how you end up with those names.
Yeah.
And then Peter McInnery.
Ugh.
One of the worst flaming piles of shit in a movie we've had.
Like, I'm sorry, Peter, but you're horrible in this.
And unfortunately, we're going to be seeing him again as the lead actor in The Fighting Prince of Donegal.
Yeah, he's just very...
How the fuck did they... Who at Disney was like, man, this Peter McInnery guy, he's got it.
Well, maybe he's supposed to be like sexy or something, but he's just so unlikable. He's just so bland. Gross. Yeah, he's just...
Oh, just go back to camp. Go back to camp. It's
like,
he's the most annoying character.
Get the fuck away from me. I want nothing to do with you.
Did you have a fight with someone?
If you want to help me, go back to the inn and bring me some clothes. Anything. And something to eat. I've got to get out of here.
You must see a doctor first. I'll get Aunt Fran.
Oh, Nikki.
And then we'll find some people to carry you back.
Will you please listen? I don't want anyone to know you found me here. Not anyone. Not even your aunt. Do you understand?
Well, until he does.
I just found him gross.
It's their little statutory rape and rock.
I found him gross. And then the last one I had was Joan Greenwood, who played Aunt Frances. She was in a movie called Moonfleet. And
she's also in Hound of the Baskervilles, one of the more famous Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah. And something called The Amorous Mr. Prawn. She was just an actress in the 50s and 40s and did all those kind of movies.
I looked at her wiki just to make sure I didn't miss anything, and it turns out she didn't like Hollywood and wanted to be a theater actor in England.
I could kind of see that. She didn't really seem like she was having a good time in this movie.
And her voice is hilarious.
Okay, her voice is very similar to our girl from The Sword and the Rose.
Yeah, it is. It's very true.
What's her name?
I can't. Not
the main lady, but they have a very similar voice.
They do.
You've got the best of all qualities. You're completely yourself.
Did you get any fun facts?
So this is the first movie from Pola in 20 years, and it's also her last movie.
Yeah, Walt Disney apparently convinced her to come out of retirement. So he was apparently watching some of those sexy movies and was like, I gotta have that lady.
He'd probably been into her from the early days.
That's what I mean. Yeah. He's like, I gotta have her. Pola. So the cheetah was originally supposed to be a house cat, and then Pola said that should be a cheetah, so they did it.
She wasn't wrong. I mean, if you're gonna have a lady on a super yacht, she should have a cheetah. It's
pretty great.
I like that the cheetah kept hiding under the table. That was one of the best parts of the movie.
I like that the cheetah was sitting in a chair at the table.
So apparently there's a documentary that has Hayley Mills and Eli Wallach talking in depth about this movie with the making of this movie called Life is a Dream in Cinema. Holy Nick.
Just about her?
Yeah.
Interesting. This is Hayley Mills' first on-screen kiss in a movie.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
She was 17 years old in this movie. That's creepy.
Yeah, that's a little creepy now. A little bit. Did you have any other ones?
No, that's it for me.
The last one I had was at a cost of $5 million. This was one of the most expensive live-action movies Disney had ever made.
And they definitely lost money on it.
Oh, yeah.
About that.
Yeah, it was,
Let's
spin our way through it.
We'll spin our way through it, but I don't even know if I'm going to be able to figure out, because for this movie being 2 hours long, nothing happened.
No, I mean, things happen, but not really.
It's just too many, like,
but yet they took 5 million years for each one.
Yeah, it was like they were stuttering throughout the whole movie. Like that.
Well, it's because
spit it out.
Because it just didn't really make a lot of sense. Like the story in general, I think had potential, but
I agree, and we'll get to that later too. But there was a lot of somebody moving silently with a music cue.
Well,
somebody moving silently with a music cue. Somebody moving silently with a music cue. Get the fuck on with it.
Well, because they were trying to go for the quote Hitchcockian thing.
And the suspense, but it just wasn't there.
Because Hitchcock does use a lot of audible cues in his movies.
Right, but it gets going. It doesn't take, he doesn't spend 5 hours on the beach with a guy with a gun.
Oh my god.
It's just like,
or a windmill.
Or on the other rock scene with the boat and the guy getting shot. That scene could have been 45 seconds long.
Yeah.
And it was 5.5 minutes long.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point of that?
Yeah.
Spin it with a silver light. Spin it on the sea, let the waters go. Shining on the treasures lying far below.
I mean, so when we open up and we get this weird
moon spinner song
that doesn't go with the vibe of the movie at all.
I know. I was trying to figure out. I was like, is this like a tropical island beat? Is this a? I couldn't catch the beat of where it was going to be.
I was getting Swiss Family vibes at first, and I thought, this is going to. And I saw Hayley Mills. I thought, this is going to be like a summer vacation love story.
That's what I was thinking.
Love story. Yeah. But then when I saw all the fishing boats, I said, this looks like Greece. And then it said the island of Crete, and I was like, yes, I was right. Okay. So Greece. We open up, and Hayley Mills and her aunt are on a bus.
The bus ride from hell.
This scene was funny. Like,
it was alright,
because there's this guy with this fish, and they're like, it's all gross, and they're trying not to throw up, and so I thought, this is going to be like a fun, silly comedy.
But that was the last funny scene.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just not great. Okay,
this is where the first huge mistake is.
I'm very confused what their relationship is to this family.
Well, the kid is there to pick them up.
Right.
But when they get into town, there's no reservation. Why the fuck was the kid there to pick him up?
Right. And at first, the sister of Stratus, Sophia, who also I thought was quite good in her small part.
I was surprised that she wasn't a bigger actor. She was hot and she
was really good.
I was like, why isn't she a bigger actor?
Yeah, all the scenes with her and Stratus I thought were really good.
Yeah.
But she's like, at first, oh, your cousins from the something, but is she talking about the cousins in the wedding? Or like, what is she talking about? Because she's all happy.
Right, it didn't make any sense.
And then when she goes downstairs and greets Hayley Mills and her aunt, she's like, get the fuck out of here. I want nothing to do with you. So
right.
that was confusing to me. I didn't understand.
Right. And I think that set the tone for the movie of like, what?
Well, and her aunt is like a musicologist.
So that actually makes sense. To me, I was like, oh, that's a good angle.
Yeah,
she's going around stealing music from people. That's a good angle.
Yeah, it just was, and when they show up, her aunt goes full Karen. And
well, not really. She's pissed because they sent a telegram and...
Well, right, but she's like, I demand the 3 meals and da-da-da and all that.
Why she did the reason she did that was because you want to set, it's not a Karen thing. You want to set an expectation that you want to get what you're paying for. You want to get, you're not going to just be happy with somebody throwing a sandwich at you. There's food around. There's a fucking wedding going on. There's no reason that you can't get a plate with a fucking meal.
I just found her obnoxious.
Have you got empty rooms? We're absolutely exhausted. We can't possibly go back all the way to Heraklion tonight.
If you don't give us one of those rooms, wedding or no wedding, I shall sleep right here on the floor.
Yeah, so in Stratus, I kept wanting to call him Stannis. Stratus does not want them there.
Because he's paranoid because he's about to do this emerald deal.
Yeah, and so they're upstairs in their room, and right away, Hayley is on and I'm just going to keep calling her Hayley instead of Nikki. She's looking out on the bay, and immediately she's like, look, there's a shirtless white dude. Oh my god.
Greek people are white?
No, but he was like blonde haired, like,
English
guy. But
yeah.
she like zeroes in on that guy.
She was like, hot English guy.
So I thought, okay, we're still gonna have like the vacation summer romance type of movie.
Yeah.
And so they go down
and have this weird dinner with him.
And he's like expecting them or something, or what? It was weird.
Somebody told him that they were there. Clearly, they're like, oh, other English speakers are there, which... If you're in a foreign country in a small village like that, that will happen.
Yeah, especially back then, too, I imagine.
Now, just as much.
Well, and right away, I'm like, I don't trust that guy. It's too convenient. He's being too, like, slick, and it's too convenient.
I thought he was a criminal from the start, but...
I definitely thought he was going to end up being the whole bad guy, which, I don't know.
No, I definitely thought Stratus was the bad guy from the beginning. That was clear.
Well, yeah, because right after this, you see him and his cousin or whoever, like...
His sister.
No, he's with...
Oh, the cousin guy.
The guy,
oh my
Lambus.
God, don't get me started on that guy.
Yeah, he's kind of a F-.
Yeah.
They're plotting, and... There's kind of a weird scene between Stratus and Mark.
There's a few of them.
Where he's like, when the moon is shining...
They're doing a bunch of shit talking to each other.
Yeah, but then Hayley and her aunt are just like, what? We don't know what's going on. We can't pick up on subtle insults.
Well, okay. Hayley's character couldn't pick up on anything if you hit her on the head with a baseball bat.
Yeah. She's just, and that's what the biggest problem I had was she just is so dumb. And what I liked so much about her in the other movies, like in Parent Trap and That Dark Cat, is that she's very clever.
Yeah.
And she makes these like comebacks that are just...
And they took all of that away.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem with it. Stratus is upstairs snooping in their room.
And he gets caught by Hayley Mills and he's just like, oh, I was just looking for my books. And she's like, oh, okay. And why she didn't go downstairs immediately tell her aunt.
Like, hey, this dude was in our room looking through our drawers.
Sniffing our panties.
Like, yeah, it's just, you would immediately tell somebody.
Right. There's all this dancing and blah, 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 celebration. And Hayley and Mark make a date for the next day to go swimming in the Bay of Dolphins.
Well, because he, in his mind, is going to be out of there by then. He's not going to go swimming with her.
No, he was going to go swimming. No, he was going to use her for cover so that the dude couldn't kill him.
Maybe. No, I think because the dude was out there trying to get his jewels, and I think that he thought he was going to get that back and be gone.
No. I think he was going to use her as cover.
Maybe.
For sure.
I don't know. I disagree. Sure. But But then we get this scene.
Well, no, because think about it. He was trying to go find the stuff, and then if he had, like, some blonde girl, it makes it a lot harder for them to get aggressive.
Yeah.
Especially if Alexis is around, because Alexis is low-key the MVP of the movie.
Yeah, Alexis is Sophia's son.
Young son.
So
he's like...
Stratus's nephew.
I'm going to say he's like 11 years old.
Yeah, he just is...
rambunctious, smart, charismatic, funny little kid. We skipped over his things because we can't really go into it, but one of the shining parts of the movie is Alexis.
I'll agree with that. And then we get the scene you were talking about of Mark very poorly spying on Stratus on the beach.
Well, he was doing a fine job of spying until he, like, fell.
But then he kept going back and forth from the rocks, and I'm like, he's shining a spotlight on you. Like, he can see you.
Yeah, clearly. You gotta get up and away.
It's like the joke of the fat guy standing behind the skinny pole and being like, you can't see me. And then the other guy comes out and just shoots him.
The cousin is shooting at him, and he falls in the water shot, and they can't find him in the water, so they're just like, okay, fine. And they tell the sister, oh, he took the early bus this morning.
But all of this stuff is in his room.
Yeah. And then it's not.
And she doesn't go investigate, which would be, at the time, probably her job, so it's weird. I don't know. But then Hayley Mills is like, where's Mark? He's supposed to meet me. And she's like, oh, he left.
Right. And she's like, oh, he stood me up. Oh, I'm so devastated. I was gonna fuck. Oh my God.
I'm so upset, but I'm gonna go walk on the beach and look for him.
Yeah.
And then, okay.
So she goes into this church.
Following the trail of blood, Jesus fucking Christ, it took forever.
Okay, not only did it take forever, but number 2, don't follow a trail of blood.
Right.
Go get the authorities to follow the trail of the blood.
Right. She's dumb. She's like, oh, I'm going to go downstairs in this creepy thing. And then this is actually my favorite part of the movie, I think, was Mark's dramatic hand. Like, it was so over the top and ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm popping it out, even though
why would he do that?
He was fine.
But he wasn't. Like,
he was fine.
Yeah, they definitely...
I mean, it's unclear if he was really shot into the shoulder or if he got winged in the shoulder.
Well, exactly, because later on there's not really a hole in his jacket, but he did get shot. I don't know. It's very confusing. This scene between the two of them was just kind of uncomfortable because she's like, tell me what happened. Tell me, like a little kid. She's just...
Well, see, I think that's the problem, is that they kind of made this like the Hayley Mills little girl character instead of adult character where she's just being annoying and like, hey, tell me this, tell me that, tell me, come on. Why won't you tell me the truth? Come on. Blah, 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 blah. And he's just like,
get the fuck away from me.
Get the fuck out of here and go help me and do what I said.
Yeah, he's like, go get me food, go get me whiskey or brandy, and go get me some clothes. And she's like, and then finally she goes, okay. And he's like, okay, good girl. And I'm like, ew. Don't say good girl. Like, what is wrong with you?
The problem is that she was too in between of an age.
Yeah.
If they would have made this 2 or 3 years later, maybe it would have been better and they could have made her more of an adult. Or if they would have made it when she was 14 and she could have been annoying, it would be fine.
Or maybe, like, just make her dialogue better so that she's more of an adult.
That's what I mean. I think they were stuck in the middle.
Yeah, it just
which is not a good place to be.
It didn't work.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't work. Like, they were stuck in the middle and it didn't work.
Yeah.
They needed to put her on one side or the other. And they couldn't because she was right at that age.
They kind of needed to put this whole movie on one side or the other.
That's my point.
Yeah.
And that's the pivot. It either has to be
dark and crazy, and
she needs, or she's the young girl and it's funny and weird.
Yeah.
But they shot it right at the wrong time.
It was definitely not right.
And Mark, they had to upgrade that character if it was going to ever make it.
I mean, the guy from Swiss Family would have been better. Either the oldest guy or the middle guy would have been better.
Fine. Or Merlin would have been fine.
That's the middle guy from Swiss Family.
That's right,
or the freaking guy from Those Callaways. The son in Those Callaways would have been better in this movie.
Fine.
They had a lot of other choices.
Kurt Russell is probably still too young.
I'm just saying, they had a lot of other choices.
There was a lot of choices.
But, so she goes back to look for his stuff. It's all gone. But she takes her aunt's first aid kit, which I first thought that was like a Bible or something.
So did I. That was a weird first aid kit, but it must just be from back in the day in England.
I was like, why the fuck are you taking that?
Yeah.
Bible. Because her aunt, had it the night before, by the bed. And that's why I thought it was a Bible. She goes downstairs to try to get the alcohol, essentially, and her aunt is in there, like, making all these people sing into her microphone. She's like, sing for me, peasants, sing. And it's a very weird scene. But...
Well, they seem to be enjoying it, except for the lady that saw alcohol disappear, and that just... It didn't go anywhere.
That was funny. Like that.
It was funny, but it didn't go anywhere.
No, because she thought she was seeing a ghost.
I guess.
She kept being like, what is going on? Because she couldn't see Hayley Mills scooting the alcohol across to the edge of the thing. And so she thought she was... I don't know why I had Stratus, what a fucking douchebag, written down right here.
Oh, because at this point, the aunt notices that things are gone. And he's like being a prick to her until he realizes, oh, wait a minute.
Oh,
she's helping him.
Yeah, so because she said something about my first aid kit is gone.
Yeah, my first aid kit. He's like, what?
Which I don't know why that would... I don't know, but...
And so Hayley gets back to Mark.
Oh my god.
And she's angry that she's getting the boot. Like, she's like, are you sure you don't want to fuck right now? And, like, you don't want to tell me all about this?
Yeah, again, she's asking, like, 3 times in the scene, tell me what happened. I wish you would tell me what happened. Why won't you tell me what happened?
Yeah. And it was annoying and too long. It was just... Oh, it was just...
it was repetitive.
Repetitive is annoying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And
then when she's leaving, she bumps into Stratos and tries to lie to him about what's going on.
He went over the mountains towards his village.
You are a very bad liar. You're also a very stupid girl. You've come to see the beauties of Crete. Let me show you one.
Let me go. Leave me alone.
And he figures it out easily. And of course, Mark is gone. And then she disappears.
Yeah, well, he gets, like, super rough with her, and I was like, ooh, this could get scary. He could be really creepy.
Back in those days, people got rough with women easily.
I know, but it was more effective. And then we get a scene where Sophia is confronting Stratus because she's like...
Where is that girl?
Well, and so I particularly like this because that's when he got super dark and he was like, basically like, oh, if you say anything, I'm going to fucking kill your kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh. And that probably would have been more effective. But, you know, I was like, oh, this could get really dark really quickly.
But it can't because it's a fucking Disney movie.
Yeah, well, I mean, they
not back then. They couldn't have gotten dark.
Correct, sir.
And then Mark finds Alexis up on the cliff.
Yeah. Because Alexis found Hayley in the...
No. Mark finds Alexis. He says, go tell me what condition is going on. Make sure that the aunt and Hayley went to the other town. And instead, he hears her scream in the windmill.
Because there's like a rat in there or something.
Yeah.
And so he, like a G, because he can't get in the door, jumps up on the windmill and is able to get in the window.
Does that happen right here?
Yeah, because I said, Alexis, you badass, because then he goes in there and, like, cuts her free.
No, he goes back to Mark first. And then
he goes back to her. And he jumps in there because they can't get in the door.
Right.
And then he says, when he frees her and she's all like hugging him, he's like, no time, make love.
Yeah. He says that a few other times.
Which is
just funny. Yeah. It's like, no.
Okay. So the windmill scene. So why couldn't she take the steps? Because if it's locked, couldn't you unlock it from the inside?
Maybe not.
Or is there like an actual lock on the outside?
It's old school locks, so it might not, life safety wasn't really a thing back then. But she could have tried and she never did.
Well, he told her not to. She was going to go downstairs and he's like, no, we have to go out the window. You can't take the stairs.
Yeah, but he didn't really know that, which is stupid.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
The jumping out the windmill thing, he jumps out no problem. And this drawn out long, like, oh, won't I jump off the windmill? Oh God, I almost fell. And it's just so painful. And then at one point, Mark is going to go up the windmill and he falls because his shoulder's fucked up.
Yeah.
And
it's just, Mark, what are you thinking, bro?
This whole thing is just, it went on so long.
And at the same time, you see Stratos hunting and hunching and lurking with his gun.
Okay, and he would have heard that screaming because she was like screaming bloody murder. And he doesn't.
But it's just so, it's not suspense. It's just drawn out.
Yeah. Then Mark and Nikki have another fight.
Yeah, and she slaps him, but they still go together. And then there's a struggle with the cousin guy.
And then she knocks him out.
Yeah, she knocks him out with his own gun, and now they have a gun. They're armed.
Yeah.
And they go to the kitty cat.
Okay, the kitty cat cave. But it wouldn't have made sense because this movie came technically before that darn cat, but if it had come after, I wanted her to be like, oh, that darn cat.
It did come after.
No, it came before.
Oh, it did?
Yes, this came before that darn cat.
Oh.
Yeah, this came...
Now I realize you're right. But, that turns it around for me with Hayley Mills. I still don't understand why they stopped making movies with her. But...
this came before that darn cat.
Oh,
and
yeah. Oh, so she was all within her rights to bang Jing Jones in the later movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just, at first, because I didn't know at the time, I was like, oh, she should have said that darn cat. That would have been so funny, but the movie hadn't been made yet. So
they make their way into this ruin, and Stratos can't because he gets attacked by all the cats, and they repel him.
It was very clear that cats were literally being thrown from off screen, which was really fucking funny. Okay,
Yeah,
this was another funny part of the movie, and I wish they would have leaned more into the funny, but it's just, oh my god, so funny. But in that whole thing, Mark goes through the whole story.
Yeah, he tells her the whole story that he's actually just some clerk at a bank who had like a clearance, and he got set up with a robbery scheme, and everybody thinks he did it, so he lost everything.
And it wasn't clear how he figured out it was Stratos.
No, it was clear. It was clear.
To me, it wasn't. I had no idea.
Okay. It was like there was some employee of somebody else's who suddenly closed up their shop and was going to leave. And it was also called the Moon Spinners. So he followed the Moon Spinners guy to this thing, to the Moon Spinners.
Stratos is a really shitty criminal then. If he's
really, do you really think that he's a good criminal?
I mean, I don't know.
No way.
And also in all of this, Hayley Mills keeps going, oh, I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused. What fucking trouble did you cause? This is you freaking found him and nursed him back to health, kind of. Like, how is this the trouble you caused?
The trouble she caused is getting caught by Stratos.
Ugh, whatever. It just was annoying.
She was annoying.
But he just can't get rid of her. He just can't get rid of her.
No, not at all. So then some weird rich guy shows up in the morning and is like, oh, I'm just an amateur dude, but I'm also the consul for Britain.
Oh, I'm not suspicious at all. And
don't be suspicious, don't be suspicious.
Oh, yeah, leave the gun here.
Never give up your gun.
Don't guns before breakfast are very unsightly. Okay, yeah, sure, Mr. British guy, we'll come with you unarmed.
But so they bring him they bring them to his mansion. We see that Stratos is involved with the guy.
Of course he is. And there's a weird scene with like the wife and Nikki where she's like, "Oh, I don't think he's going to make it." She's like, "But don't be alarmed. It's fine."
Well, they were trying to put on like some kind of con show. It was really weird.
But then we get the best scene, the lunch scene, where the wife is drunk.
Where she's hammered.
For some reason, not explained.
Well, no, it is explained as she's going through it. She wants to be in her royal family, and she's stuck on the fucking island of Crete, and she fucking hates it.
It's funny.
Nobody else speaks English, and she's just a drunken, miserable mess.
She's talking about her friends, and one of her friends happens to be the gal on the ship. The rich lady.
No, that's not her friend. She's calling her a mongrel. She said that bitch should never be fucking allowed in court. And I thought it was a racist thing because her name was Habib, but...
Okay, gotcha,
yeah,
gotcha.
No. She was being a racist Karen at that point.
But really, she's kind of jealous because that lady's out sailing the world and she's stuck on this island.
No. She wants to go home. She wants to be in the hoi polloi of British society instead of being stuck on the fucking island of Crete.
It was just hard to understand because she was so drunk.
Right, but I was drunk, so I understood what she was saying.
Okay, gotcha. You spoke the same language.
I was like, I got you, bitch.
Would you care for some bread?
It's so close. There's thunder in the air.
Well, take a pill, dear, and go to bed.
I wish I could go to Athens. Anything to get away from here.
And then her aunt comes to get them, and they're going to take Mark to Athens
in a hearse,
which
I'm still... If they would have ever made it to the quote-unquote airport, I'm a little sus about.
Well, yeah, but that's what the whole thing was kind of like, what was your... Like, the whole British guy with the wife, like, that whole thing could have been cut out.
Well, I mean, it could have been because especially the lady, the madame...
She wasn't meeting the British guy. She was meeting Stratus. Like,
no, but he set it up. But... She's like, he's not the consul.
Yeah,
Since
it was...
when? Like, and Hayley Mills realized that guy was lying, but it didn't end up making any difference in the movie.
It didn't. You didn't see him getting arrested.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that, too. Jesus.
So, there's some kind of crazy festival going on, and the car can't get through, and this and that, and Mark, like, whips out because he's swiped some drugs from the ladies.
Well, yeah, I would imagine he got some, like, amphetamine and some painkillers and...
You feeling better, Ocho?
Yeah, and so he gets out of the car and he kisses Hayley Mills first.
Which is weird, and he thought that was going to stop her in her tracks.
Oh, yeah, because he's just so swoon-worthy. He's just going to make her faint from his amazing kisses. Oh, my God.
Really, the amazing kiss just was like, yo, let's get it on. Come on, what are you doing?
Yeah, it was a little off-putting. But Hayley Mills follows him. She loses him because he gets on a bus, and then she decides to steal this motorboat.
Yeah, she steals a boat. She's like, miss the bus? Steal a boat! And then get on the yacht.
Well, and go in front of the yacht, like she's gonna block them from...
Well, she did.
Ugh, it was just,
and somehow they let her on the boat, and she just blabs everything to Madame Habib and knows that Madame Habib is trying to buy the stolen jewels.
Well, okay, the best part is when she first walks in, there's a fucking cheetah. Like,
oh, yeah,
it's amazing.
There's a motherfucking cheetah on the boat.
And she's so bad at telling stories. Like, her story, and this is a Hayley Mills thing, I think, that she's been in other movies where she's trying to explain the story and the person's like, what are you talking about? Because Madame Habib is just like, just drink this sherry. I can't even with this.
Yeah, like you need to drink so that you can make sense. And then she locks her in a closet for when Stratos comes in.
Yeah. And then we go back to the beach and Mark again is trying to spy on Stratus.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Okay. Hang on. We'll back up that. I screwed that up. So then we go to the beach, Mark spying on Stratos.
And Alexis is chasing them?
And Alexis is just watching.
And I thought,
because he saw Mark run.
Well, and I thought, this is where Alexis is going to get shot trying to save Mark.
No, that would have been terrible.
Well, that would have been terrible, but
if
they were going to go dark, I'm just saying, it would have been better.
No, you can't kill them. You can't do that.
But that's what I thought was going to happen.
It would have been better if they would have just killed Mark right here.
I mean, when he gets harpooned by the guy...
Well, he didn't. He obviously missed.
No, I'm just saying, I was like, get him. But I don't know. So then...
But Alexis he calls the police, essentially. He gets everybody rounded up and is like, we gotta go out to the yacht. Something's going down, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and... Well, but there was also, on the boat, before Mark got harpooned, this really long, drawn-out struggle scene. Just...
Wait, no. The struggle scene was with Mark.
That's what I mean, before he got harpooned.
No, it was at... when they were fighting on the little boat.
When they're fighting on the little boat.
Oh my god, that was 5 minutes and it should have been 45 seconds.
Yeah, because he gets basically thrown off, and that's when he gets harpooned.
And he tries to run him over twice. And it's like a minute long each time, and then he harpoons him. It's like, what is going on here?
I don't know. But then we go back to the boat, more importantly, and there's a cheetah in a chair, and I was just really distracted by that cat.
And the lady is just listening to Hayley, like, you were the most insane person I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm going to lock you in the liquor cabinet, because Hayley is drunk at this point.
Well, and she just doesn't know what to do with her. She's like, you are a crazy person. You are just... a completely different kind of breed.
Yeah, but she's also kind of like, you're kind of interesting.
You're kind of cool. She likes her for sure. Wow, and she's a bit much.
Yeah. So she locks her in the thing when Stratus comes in, and they're doing the deal.
And he's like, no, I want the money now, right here.
And then Mark bursts in, and they're going to have another fight.
And they do. They proceed to fight all over the place.
So the point the necklace gets ripped in 3 places.
And Hayley Mills is jumping in the fight, like, coming in off the top rope.
And
like, doesn't anybody know how to stab a dude in the back? Like, for real.
Yeah.
Like, just go for his kidneys. He'll die fast.
And the cheetah wants nothing to do with this. It's just like...
the cheetah keeps hiding under the...
Yeah, which I really thought she could have just been like, oh, da-da-da, go get him, and that would have been better.
Yeah, I was waiting for that myself. And then, so all the cops and everything bored, nobody's leaving, and all of a sudden, the Lady Habib is like, oh, yeah, well, here, I'm going to make dinner for or I'll have dinner made for everybody, but I'm going to take mine in bed, even though the cops are here. You guys just go on the rear deck and enjoy the end.
Yeah, they just wave at everybody like they're leaving.
Oh, yeah, they wave at Alexis. Oh, maybe you come back for your big wedding. Ha, ha, ha.
Very bizarre. It just, oh, you're going to leave all your luggage? Like, you're going to leave all your shit? Like, it didn't.
I feel like the aunt showed up with her shit.
She showed up with the boats. They didn't have any fucking luggage on those boats.
You don't know.
No.
Alexis is pretty good.
I don't know. So, do we need to explain that we're doing this differently or no?
Yeah, go for it. I'm going to hear you explain it.
We don't want it to be repetitive, so instead of being like, these are our songs, these are our characters that we've already talked about at length, we need to give special awards. Recognition. We need to give special recognition for things that we want to talk about at this point in the movie.
Okay.
I made my own award. Or my own nomination.
I didn't, because this movie's not worthy of it.
No, I nominate for the most unexpected drunkenness scene to the wife in the manor. I really enjoyed that a lot. It was very funny.
You know, it's funny because we just did Ratatouille, and it's like, oh, there's rarely alcohol portrayed in Disney movies. This movie was lush.
Because even the scene where she's pulling the alcohol bottle across the thing, like, there was a lot of alcohol. Hayley Mills was supposed to be drunk in it.
As soon as she delivered it to Mr. Mark, he was pounding that bottle of...
That's what I mean. It's
he
like...
was popping bottles.
It was... Yeah. What is your first...
I'd like to give my first award the Swiss Family Robinson snake scene. This scene went on too long award.
Which one? I have one of those too.
Every scene in the fucking movie.
But you just pick one.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Every scene in the fucking movie is too goddamn long.
Okay, fair enough.
But if I really, really had to drill it down to like, are you fucking kidding me right now? I'm probably gonna go with Mark and the rocks and the boat and getting shot.
It's pretty good.
Because it took forever. And it should have been 45 seconds.
So... I also had Swiss Family Snake Wrestling nomination to the windmill scene. Oh my fucking god. Like,
I could have picked that too, but they clearly wanted to make that the centerpiece of the movie.
I hate that scene.
Yeah, I hate it.
Hayley Mills is like, she's literally pressing herself. I can't do it. Like, it's just so, oh god, fuck off. I hate that scene so much.
And then I only have two for this movie.
Okay.
My second one is the Cloris Leachman Horny Chick Award to Nikki. Because all she cares about, like, when she's talking to Mark about, like, oh, well, because he was like, oh, I was only in a hurry when I was trying to deliver this because I had a date. And she's like, oh, well, was she hot?
Yeah, that's
all she ever cared about this whole movie was fucking Mark.
I forgot about that.
Nothing was more important to her than fucking Mark. And it's just...
Okay, I completely forgot because I noticed that too, where he's talking about this super dramatic thing he went through about getting knocked out and losing his job, and all she cares about is, was the girl you did not go on a date with hot?
Yeah.
That you did not go on a date with.
And it's like, bitch, you need to paper over your clam for a few years and just get it together.
I had two more technically, but my next one is the Pedo Award. One of those cats definitely did not make it from being tossed at that guy.
They were all fine.
They were like football punted at that guy.
No, they just underhand tossed him at that guy.
It was too much. It was in my last
to make it look like they were coming down.
My last one, I really enjoyed Stratus's performance, so I gave him the Yzma Award for the villain is better than the main characters.
Wow, this movie doesn't deserve that at all, but okay.
I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying, but I would never give that award to anybody in this movie.
I like Stratus. I enjoyed his character.
He was fine-ish, but no.
So, what was your biggest surprise or disappointment?
There was no resolution to this story.
There really wasn't.
There was zero fucking resolution, and it's really annoying. It's like everybody's just being taken out. Like, what happened to the madam? Did she use her money to get out of it? Which is probably true. What happened to Santos, what happened?
What happened to Alexis? What happened to anybody? Like, it just, there was no, it just ended.
Like the end. Okay.
2 hours of long, drawn out shit.
And it's just like,
and the end was like, that's it. Bye. Get the fuck out.
Also, why was everything so drawn out? Like, why?
I don't know.
Ugh.
So, if you remade the movie, I know what I would change, but...
Oh, I would change everything. Because the story is there. You just need to trim all the fat off of it, shape it up, and put it into place, and make it a good story.
I think you just need to pick a side. Do you want
that too?
Do you want this to be a thriller, creepy, scary, great? Lean into that guy being a fucking dickhole more.
It's basically, do you want Hayley Mills' character to be 20 or
12?
No, not 12. Like 15.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, they tried to make it kind of cutesy in parts, but then they tried to make it dark in parts.
They couldn't. Yeah, you have to have that lane, and it all revolves around that character.
Yeah, like, you either need to make it more dark or make it like Boatnick silly. Like, you can't have both.
Well, without the rapiness of Boatnick's. I mean, come on.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah.
That's what I mean. It's all dependent on the age of that girl.
I agree.
So, do you have any final thoughts?
There's just much better Hayley Mills movies. There's much better kind of this weird 70s or 60s. What is this?
60s.
60s. There's just much better live action Disney movies to watch.
I just wish that as soon as everybody got on the yacht, that the yacht caught on fire and everybody burned down and died. Because
sure. No. I mean, yeah.
Just burn the whole thing at sea and don't come back.
Did you get a budget?
$5 million.
But I didn't see how much it made. I know.
Well, yeah, because they're not going to say
it flopped. I know that
it
did not
do well. A huge flop.
Yeah.
Even though Hayley Mills was popular and everything, they made a boring, long, fucking piece of shit movie, and it flopped. Whoever was behind this, I hope they got fired. I really do.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
So, what do you think the Rotten? What's your score for this movie, Kat?
So, I really didn't enjoy this movie that much. So I gave it a 48%.
Wow.
I gave it 4.8 out of 10 cats being hurled from off screen.
Wow. That's generous. That is very generous. Because that's close to it being a good movie.
No,
this is not a good movie at all. I never, ever want to see it again. I don't recommend anybody watch it. This is bad. I gave this movie a 22.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not a good movie. What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie is?
I think it's close to mine, 48%.
So there's no critic score, obviously, because it's too old. The people have this at 61. What the fuck are you talking about? This has to be some ridiculous... Because I guarantee you, if they really went back and got the reviews at the time with this bomb of a movie... No way.
So it's like Hayley Mills nostalgia. That it's kind of like it's like the Tim Allen floor. There's a Hayley Mills floor. There's certain actors that there's just a floor.
Yeah, there's a floor. That's
and I just fine. I think it's because I found a couple of the scenes delightful enough to give it in the 40s. Like, I really like the end scene with the madam. I really like that whole sequence.
Well, I like everything with the old lady. The old lady part is really good. That's the only reason I didn't give it a fuck this movie, is because when Pola Negri came in, she really knocked it out.
And that's really what saved it. And I liked...
You like the bad guy.
Yeah, I did enjoy that. I really did. And I just disappointed. Because my expectations were high at the beginning of the movie with Hayley Mills. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. This is going to be great.
Expectations were high, man.
And they just fell off the island.
The deep end?
Yeah.
Wouldn't we be able to do deep end for this? Oh, no, I guess not, because it's the ocean. There's not like a deep end.
Also, why the fuck was it called Moon Spinners? Because of the name of that song?
No, it was the name of the inn. Was the Moon Spinners.
I know, but they named it after like that folk song or something, and it was just dumb. You could have had a better name.
They could have had a better name. Hopefully, the next movie we get is a better movie. So now, it's time for Kat's favorite part of the podcast.
Wow, crazy cats being thrown everywhere sounds.
Number 26.
26? What is this? What is this old ass thing?
Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier, which we've already seen.
Fucking God, I do not want to watch that movie.
So instead, we get number 5, which is Dumbo.
This is going to happen a lot more.
It is.
Further go
So now we get number 187, which is a murder.
A murder?
Kelly, which is The Lion King.
Oh. I was like, what?
Then we get number 366. This is going to get really tough going forward.
I know.
Which is Alexander and the...
Oh, I forgot about
so
that
then number
movie.
74. It's tough, man. It's tough.
It's tough out here.
We've really watched a lot of these movies. That's Evil and the Detective.
Which was suggested.
Number 63. Yeah, that was the suggested movie after we did this. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Number 63.
Okay.
From 1963.
Oh, shit. So that's 1 year before this movie.
It sure is.
Wow. I have no idea.
All I can say is we're going to be watching it out of order, I think.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Oh, is this Apple Dumpling Gang Returns?
This is not Apple Dumpling Gang Returns. It's from 1963. It's called Son of Flubber.
I don't think this is a sequel.
I think it's the sequel to The Absent-Minded Professor.
Oh, because I remember watching the movie Flubber with Robin Williams.
Right.
The new one.
I think it's an amalgamation of both of the movies, maybe. So I'm pretty sure that this is the monkey's uncle guy and all that stuff.
Is Dean Jones in this movie?
Yeah, I think he is.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's Dean Jones and the middle kid, the kid that I shouted out. Merlin.
His name is not Merlin. It's something else.
No,
I
I
can't
know,
remember.
but he's Merlin. And I think this is the sequel to The Absent-Minded Professor. Pretty sure.
Okay.
So we'll be seeing it out of order just like Monkey's Uncle. Oh, well.
We'll see. But yeah.
No, I'm
You're pretty sure. Okay. All right.
I'm confident.
So it's Son of Flubber. So if it's like Flubber, that's the thing where he makes the gooey thing
that bounces everywhere.
That has a personality, has sentience. So,
but it's still just a Merlin science sequel. So who the fuck
knows? And it's we'll see. It's going to be some science thing. Oh, you have to solve this problem. And oh my gosh, look, these guys are trying to take over the nuclear power plant. No, Flubber, don't sacrifice yourself.
No, we can't. We're not doing Return to Witch Mountain on this one.
What do you think?
It's just going to be something wackadoodle. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's just another
Maybe it'll have a banger, because this movie sure didn't have any bangers.
Alright, so like, subscribe, tell your friends and your family and all your to-dos of anybody else who might like this chaotic mess of a Disney podcast.
Yeah, if you enjoyed this programming, please like, subscribe, like Dee said. Send us an email, do the thing, and yeah.
DisneyOddPod@gmail.com. But for now, this has been Disney Odd Pod.
I'm Kat.
I'm Dee.
Bye! Do you want to do it again?
Yeah.
Bye!
She was the monkey's uncle, yeah. I had to fill that in with some white so I can read it.
I can't see. I was going to say, I can't see without my glasses, but you do have your glasses on.
Yeah, I do. There's just no contrast.
Okay, let's see how the white peach tastes.
I'm going to guess cheaper.
It's really good.
I bet it's cheap.
It's peachy.
Okay, it's pretty good. And I'm a huge fan of peach flavored things, so
it's good. Incline Cider Company.
That is good.
You know what you're doing.
Well, yeah, they have the cherry. They're clearly a step above. That's real good. Here? I would never drink one, especially not one that big.
Yeah.
But it's tasty.
What is going on here?
You got a tangle.
It's alright. It's fine. What I'm going to do is do this.